You've probably heard the advice, don't chase. It's everywhere. Every dating coach, every so-called expert, men's channels, women's channels, they all repeat it like it's the golden rule. Don't text too fast, don't double call, don't look desperate. On the surface it sounds smart. After all, no one wants to look like they're begging for attention. But here's the problem. If nobody chases, then what happens? Does everyone just sit back, waiting for the other person to move first? Wouldn't the whole thing grind to a standstill with two people staring at each other, neither willing to make the first step? This is where the paradox lies. The rule feels safe. It gives you a sense of control. But the truth is, it's only half true. Because sometimes chasing is the fastest way to lose someone, and other times, refusing to chase means you never had a chance in the first place. And that's what we're going to unpack. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly when don't chase protects you, when it actually hurts you, and most importantly, the deeper truth hiding behind all of it. Because this isn't just about dating advice. It's about power, attraction, and who really gets to decide the rules of the game. So why do men and women get told the same thing? Don't chase. It's not random. There's a deeper reason. Think about it. The person being chased always has more power than the one doing the chasing. That's not just true in dating. It's true in every negotiation. Whoever is wanted more, whoever is in demand, gets the better deal. Let me give you a simple example. Imagine job hunting. When you're blasting out cold emails, begging for an interview, the company has all the leverage. They can pick and choose. You take what's offered. But when recruiters are hunting you down, competing to sign you, suddenly the balance flips. You get to choose. You get more of what you want, less of what you don't. Dating works the same way. Chasing flips the script against you. The moment you start running after someone, you signal that they hold the power, and you don't. That's why every coach, every guru hammers this rule. Because power in relationships is like gravity. It pulls everything around it. And the one who holds the power almost always walks away with more. But if chasing is so costly, then why doesn't everyone just stop? If chasing puts you at a disadvantage, the obvious question is, why not just stop chasing altogether? Why not sit back, look cool, and wait for the world to come to you? The answer is simple. That strategy only works if you're attractive enough to make people move first. And here's the hard truth. Most people aren't. Attraction is the real game. It's the spark that motivates someone to step out of their comfort zone and risk rejection. If you don't have that spark, no amount of don't chase advice is going to save you. You'll just be sitting there, waiting for something that never comes. This is the paradox nobody likes to admit. The people who need the advice most often can't afford to use it, because unless you're already attractive enough to inspire pursuit, don't chase just turns into don't play. That's why this rule isn't universal. For some, it's a safety net. For others, it's a trap. So here's the bitter truth. You can't just rely on the rule. You have to rely on reality. And reality says the first move almost always goes to the person who is most wanted. Let's be blunt. Most men aren't attractive enough to make women chase, and not every woman is attractive enough to make men chase. That's the truth nobody likes to say out loud. Attractive people don't need this advice. They already live it. They wake up to texts, invitations, DMs. They never wonder if they should chase because the game is flipped. People chase them. So if you've ever sat there wondering, am I attractive enough? Here's your answer. If you have to ask, you're not there yet. Attractive people don't ask. They don't doubt. They see it in the way others treat them. That's the bitter medicine. But there's also good news. Attraction isn't fixed. Nobody is doomed to stay where they are. You might not control your height, your face, or your starting hand, but you absolutely control how much you grow, how you present yourself, and the value you bring into every room. And here's the real twist. Power in relationships doesn't just belong to the genetically blessed. It belongs to the people who work on themselves, who level up in ways others don't. So yes, not everyone is attractive enough to sit back and wait, but everyone can become more attractive than they are right now. Here's the part most people miss. Attraction isn't just about looks. It's about what you bring to the table. The full package. And almost all of it is within your control. For men, the checklist is clear. Fitness, finances, fashion, friendships, and status. You may not be able to grow taller, but you can build a stronger body. You may not start rich, but you can build financial stability. You can upgrade your style, expand your network, and create a life others want to be part of. These things compound. For women, it's the same principle: fitness, femininity, social skills, style, and presence. The woman who invests in herself, not just physically, but emotionally and socially, pulls attention without having to beg for it. Flirting, charm, and warmth are skills just like lifting weights or learning an instrument. The reality is simple: the more attractive you are, the less chasing you ever need to do. And attraction isn't something you either have or don't. It's something you can build. When you focus on what's in your control and play to your strengths, you stop asking, "Why doesn't anyone chase me?" Instead, people start asking, "How can I get closer to them?" That's real power. To really see why chasing rarely works, think about sports. Imagine a soccer match. One team is ahead on points, the other team is behind. Who has to chase? The team that's losing. They press harder, they take risks, they get aggressive. They have to. It's their only shot at flipping the game. The team that's ahead doesn't need to chase. They can slow the pace, play defensively, and force the other side to make mistakes. Their position gives them leverage. They can afford patience because they're in control. Dating is no different. The person who chases is signaling one thing loud and clear: I'm behind. It's a confession of disadvantage, and the person being chased knows it, whether consciously or not. That's why they can set the terms, dictate the pace, and often give less than they take. This is why every dating coach says the same thing. It's not about romance or mystery, it's about leverage. The one being pursued almost always walks away with the better deal. So when you find yourself chasing, stop and ask, am I really playing to win? Or am I just showing the other person I'm already losing? A big misconception is that don't chase is advice for men only, or worse, that women never have to chase. But the truth is, it's not about gender at all, it's about power. In every interaction, one person is more attractive, more desirable, or holds more leverage. That's the person who gets chased. The other person, the one with less leverage, feels pressure to move first. This is why chasing isn't masculine or feminine, it's situational. Sometimes you'll be the stronger player, sometimes you won't, and pretending otherwise is where people get stuck. Here's the mistake. Acting like you hold the power when you don't is like walking into a game already down on points, but strutting around as if you're winning. The other side sees through it instantly, so don't think of "don't chase" as a rule written for men or women. Think of it as a mirror. If you're being chased, you're ahead. If you're doing the chasing, you're behind. Knowing which role you're in is the difference between playing smart and playing blind. Here's something most people don't see coming. The rules of the game change with time. In your 20s, attraction works differently than in your 30s. For women, youth is a massive advantage. Men chase more easily, the leverage leans in their favour, and don't chase can feel effortless. But by the time 30 hits, the dynamic shifts. On average, men's value in the dating market rises: career, resources, confidence, while many women's leverage starts to slip. Suddenly, the men they want are now the ones with options. And for men, the reverse is true. Many struggle in their early 20s when they have less to offer. But fast forward a decade, and the same men are now being chased by younger, more eager women. The painful part is this: strategies that worked before may stop working later. A woman who built her 20s on don't chase can face a harsh reality when she tries the same thing in her 30s. A man who spent his early years ignored may suddenly find himself with more leverage than he ever imagined. The lesson: don't cling to old rules, adapt, or you'll lose by playing yesterday's game. Confidence is powerful. It makes people lean in, listen, and take you seriously. But there's a fine line between confidence and delusion, and crossing it can destroy you. Think about walking into your first day at a new job acting like you own the place. For a moment, people might be impressed, but quickly they'll see the truth. You don't run the company, you're bluffing, and the bluff collapses fast. Dating works the same way. Some people act like they're high value when they aren't. They project arrogance, they posture, they pretend. But if it isn't backed by reality, if people don't actually see value behind the act, it backfires. What looked like confidence turns into desperation in disguise. This is why don't chase alone isn't enough. You can't fake being in demand. You can't trick people into believing you're the prize if your life doesn't show it. Real confidence is rooted in substance, your growth, your skills, your self-respect. The moment you fake it, the mask cracks. But when confidence is earned, you don't need to chase or pretend. People can feel it. and they'll want to chase you. Everyone wants power in relationships, to be the one who's chased, to call the shots, to feel like the prize. But here's the hidden truth. Real power always comes with responsibility. Think about it. If you hold the privilege of being pursued, you also hold the duty of leading. That means protecting, providing, and giving direction. Throughout history, every culture has seen it the same way. Those who enjoy privilege without responsibility are called tyrants, and tyranny never lasts. In dating, this plays out clearly. Many people want the perks of being chased, attention, gifts, admiration, but few want the obligations. They don't want to invest back. They don't want to carry weight. They just want to receive. That kind of power is fake. It crumbles fast because it isn't backed by value. The strongest relationships work differently. The person with more leverage balances it by shouldering more responsibility. That's what makes their power legitimate. That's what makes others respect them. So before you demand to be chased, ask yourself, are you ready to handle the weight that comes with it? Because without responsibility, power doesn't last. It collapses. Let's pull it all together. The advice, don't chase, sounds safe, but blindly following it can set you up for failure. Some women are told never to chase, and it makes them believe they'll always hold the power. But when time shifts the balance, many find themselves ignored, waiting for a pursuit that never comes. Some men believe chasing harder will eventually pay off. Instead, they just waste energy proving they're already behind. The truth is simple. Chasing is not about gender, it's about position. The more attractive, more powerful side rarely needs to chase. The less powerful side often does. Pretending otherwise only leads to frustration. This is why so many people get stuck. They act as if the rules are fixed when in reality the game is fluid. You won't always be in the stronger position, and when you're not, copying the moves of someone who is will only expose your weakness. The final warning is this: don't mistake slogans for strategy. Don't chase isn't a magic key. It's just one piece of a larger truth. Learn when it applies and when it doesn't, or risk playing the wrong game altogether. So where does this leave you? With a choice. You now know that don't chase isn't a golden rule. It's a reflection of power. If you're ahead, you'll be chased. If you're behind, you'll chase. That's the game. The real question is, where are you right now? Be honest. Are you building yourself up so others lean toward you? Or are you burning energy chasing people who don't value you? Think back to your own experiences. Have you ever chased someone only to regret it later? Or maybe you've been on the other side, being chased and feeling the power shift in your favor. What did it reveal about who held the leverage? Drop your story in the comments below. Your experience might be the mirror someone else needs. And if this video hit you, if it made you rethink the way attraction really works, subscribe for more. Because this isn't just about dating. It's about power, psychology, and learning how to play the game of life smarter. Remember, rules don't decide outcomes, power does. And the sooner you learn how it flows, the sooner you stop chasing and start being chased.